We got Illinois versus Oregon, the preview video. Chris, I'm going to start off with Illinois. Okay, I want to touch on this. Look, Illinois is coming off a great home victory against Michigan, which, if we're honestly being honest here for a second, it's more about Michigan being god awful on offense, and regressing this year than it is about anything else. I know Illinois is a good team. I'm not going to sit here and discount them from that. It's just, look, Michigan is still really good on defense, but here's the thing: Illinois proved that they can play good football. Is the thing I'm trying to say here, right? They rushed for 187 yards, didn't have any turnovers, and then Luke Altmaier finished with 80 yards passing, and still won by 2 touchdowns. That's a good football team right there. But playing on the road at Oregon is a whole nother task. I mean, it's just a completely different thing. Altmaier, Illinois, they need to be able to avoid turning the ball over, obviously, and getting the passing attack back on track in this one, right? Pat Bryant, Zachariah Franklin, I should say, they both need big games in this one to me. The thing when I look at Illinois, by the way, Chris, that always impresses me is they have a committee approach to their backfield. They spread that love around there, right? There's not one guy that's like their go-to guy. There's multiple guys you look at week in, week out that seems to touch the rock. They do a good job. Sometimes like in the pros, I think when you see, okay, Derrick Henry's in the game, they're probably going to run it. Then you got Justice Hill in the game. He's their receiver back. They don't do that. They kind of mix it up a little bit, so it kind of makes it hard in situational football to know exactly what's going on. I don't know if that's a genius way to do it or not. We'll figure out this weekend. Offensively, here's what we'll touch on. They ranked 92nd in total offense, but that really hasn't mattered, up until this point because, they rank 50th in total defense. And I think a lot of that has to do with they've played some very pedestrian offenses, outside of Penn State is the thing I want to throw into there. Penn State, obviously, they're a top 12 offense, top 10 offense, or whatever have you. But what they've done has matched up very well. They haven't had to light the scoreboard up there. The thing I have is, can they limit Oregon? I know Chris is going to touch on it here. Can they limit Oregon, which is going to be the most complete team I think that they've played all year long? And lastly, before I kick this over to Chris here, can they burn those uniforms? And please, for the love of God, just wear leather helmets. If that's what you're going to try to do, I'd rather them wear leather helmets and take the fine or whatever have you than whatever the hell they wore last week. For the love of God. Chris, please tell me about Oregon here.
Yeah, those were ugly. I'll leave it at that. Oregon, look, they're 7-0. We know the big win over Ohio State. That was a great game last week. Played Purdue at Purdue. Steamrolled them 35-0. As far as stats goes, you guys know me. I like to throw them out there. Christian, 34.6 points per game. It's 27th in the nation, 16th in total offense, 70th in rushing, 13th in passing offense. And then Dylan Gabriel, definitely a Heisman candidate right now, has been playing really well. He's, the 77% completion rate is amazing. You love seeing that. He's got over 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, just the 4 interceptions. Now, I think this guy doesn't get enough love throughout the college football landscape. Is Jordan James, the running back, man. This kid's really good. Like I said, he, in my opinion, he's one of the best backs in the country. He's got 121 carries, 717 yards with 8 touchdowns this year. Noah Whittington, their backup, he's got over 200 yards as well. Seems like a very capable back. So making a good 1A, 1B combination there. And then this wide receiver group, I don't know if you've seen them enough, Christian. These guys are elite, man. They got a damn good core over there. Tez Johnson, Evan Stewart, man, this kid can go up and get a ball. And then Trayshawn Holden. They've been awesome this year. And Terrence Ferguson is no slouch either at tight end. So Oregon's offense is very balanced. You alluded to it. I mean, they're one of the more balanced offenses year after year under Dan Lanning. So they're going to have to come correct in this one, though. Like I said, Illinois, you alluded to it. They got a pretty damn good defense. So as far as defensively for the Ducks, man, they're only giving up 16.6 points per game. That's 14th in the country. They're 15th in total defense, 47th in rushing defense, and then 21st in passing defense. Also, Oregon ranks 18th, in the country in total sacks with 20 this year. So they do get to the quarterback. That defense is pretty good. This isn't your Chip Kelly defenses back in the day. This is Dan Lanning's defenses. So they're pretty good. And I like Oregon's defense a lot this year. I talk about them, it seems like, all the time. As far as this game goes, man, this is tough because I do like Illinois, like you alluded to. I think they're a good team, and they're having a great season. And Brett Bielema is a damn good coach. He's proven that at several programs that he's been at. But I just think the Ducks are going to be too much in this one, man. They seem to put up 30 every single game. And I think Illinois is going to struggle a little bit offensively here. So give me Oregon 33, Illinois 17, Christian.
Yeah, I've got Oregon 28, Illinois 14.